I've been living in the Philippines for about 6 years now. If you know anything about Filipino houses, you know it's not just four walls. It's a whole vibe, dude. And certain things will always pop up in every Filipino home across the board. Rich, poor, city, or province, it don't matter. These are 10 things that you will see in every Filipino household. Number 1, inside and outside Chinilas. If you don't know in the Western world what is Chinilas, that is slippers, right? It's very, very important in the Philippines to wear slippers inside of the house. A lot of times, houses in the Philippines don't have carpet. They're not carpeted houses. Dude, this is a hot place. So you don't want to walk around on the cold floor, do you? No. So you walk around with the flip-flops, and they flip-flop like this. But you also have outside Chinilas, right? These are the Chinilas that when you go outside, you pop them on your feet. All of the outside Chinilas are just sitting there outside of the door. Plus you'll have like your shoes as well, zapatos. You have your shoes out there as well. But yeah, you have your inside Chinilas and outside Chinilas. Your outside Chinilas is just used for quick trips. If you're gonna go around the corner to the sorry store, you throw on your outside Chinilas. You need to kill a cockroach, you use your outside Chinilas. This next item is the real heartbeat of every Filipino household. And what is it? It's the rice cooker. Yeah, you know rice is life in the Philippines, okay? And so with that being like that, every Filipino house is gonna have a rice cooker. And if they don't have a rice cooker, they got a big old metal pot, that they cook the rice in. Okay, but I could say, man, honestly, probably 95% of Filipino houses are gonna have a rice cooker. Rice is a staple of life here in the Philippines. And that same 95%, when they measure their rice, they use this knuckle right here to measure it. They don't use no measuring cups. No, that's not the Filipino way, man. Damn. You gotta use the knuckle method. If y'all are loving this content so far, do me a solid and smash that subscribe. And if you haven't, this part of the subscribe is very important. Hit that notification bell so you can get all of our cool content about the land of the balikbayan, the place that I love, and you will allow us to make more great content. So just hit that subscribe, hit that notification, and let's get back to the stuff. This one is actually spiritual, and you will find this in almost every Filipino house, especially the Christian houses. You are going to find a Mama Mary shrine or a baby Jesus shrine. Ever since the Spanish, came here, with the Christian influence and stuff like that, the kababayan took on Christianity wholeheartedly. And as I always say, anything that the Filipino people get into, they get into like 110%. You know what I'm saying? Christianity, they go all the way in. If they become Muslims, they go all the way in. Whatever religion it is, they really go all the way in. And in most Filipino homes, even in some Filipino businesses, you will see shrines, Catholic shrines. So when I first saw that,
mini altar here, the shrine.
It's called what? A mini altar. Okay, so I wasn't supposed to call it a shrine? Wait a minute, so what's the difference between a shrine and a mini altar?
What is English?
Tell me in the comments. Is it a shrine or is it an altar? I've been talking 5 minutes about a shrine. I might have been saying the wrong name. But you guys get it. You guys know what I'm talking about. You'll find that in most Filipino houses. Have you ever went outside of a Filipino home in the back and see a whole bunch of glass bottles against the house? You know why? Because Filipinos always recycle their bottles. One of the things about the Philippines that is different, your soft drinks, especially from like sorry stores and stuff like that, are sold in glass bottles, not the big plastic bottles we're used to in the Western world. Now, I'm not sure why this is, or maybe it saves money or something like that. You guys can tell me in the comments why the glass bottles, right? But you're gonna see glass bottles all outside of the back of the house because guess what? Later on, they're gonna take them to recycle, okay? That's an important thing here in the Philippines, man, is recycling bottles. Hell, recycling everything. Shoot, don't think that when you have a tub of ice cream that you're gonna throw that tub away after the ice cream is done. No, that is Tupperware now. Damn! Recycle in the Philippines. That's how it is. But reusing bottles isn't the only way that we flex our practical side, okay? Because when it comes to battling this tropical heat without breaking the bank, there's one thing that you're gonna see in every Filipino house, right? Even if there's air conditioning, you're gonna see fans. A whole lot of fans. And they're
In our house, right? Yeah.
even in our house, tons of fans, right? I've been to Filipino houses, like my good friend, you know what I'm saying? He has a really nice house. They have air conditioner and everything. But guess what? It's about 12 fans in that mug and the air conditioner is not on. Okay, the fans are on. They love those fans, you know, the ones that stand up and go.
Really fun.
We actually have a fan in our house that we nailed up to we have a wall fan, right? It does it, but it's nailed up to the wall and it's big. It's a big industrial joint. I don't use the aircon unless I have to, dudes. When I first came to the Philippines, I'm like, aircon, turn the aircon on now. So you come in, turn it on, yeah, right? But over 6 years, my body has become acclimated to, you know, the Philippines and stuff like that. Now, too much aircon makes me cold. I ain't gonna lie, right? So we'll turn on the fans. Now, if you have your windows open, you have multiple fans going, your house is gonna feel cool, even if it's 40 degrees Celsius outside, right? Nah, your house gonna feel cool. Why? Because you're circulating the air or whatever. Sometimes too much air conditioner, because air conditioners push in dry air, very dry air. Sometimes it can make your kids nosebleed. Sometimes it can give you a cough, things like that. So yeah, you will find Filipino houses with air conditioner, but they would rather use the fans. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, if I'm lying, I'm flying right now. Tell me in the comments, do you agree? Okay, now with the fan spinning and, you know, the cost of current under control, let's take a quick peek into the CR. For people in the Western world, CR stands for comfort room or the bathroom, man. The bathroom, man, okay? The bathroom. Let's go in there. And what do you see in a Filipino bathroom that's different from a Western bathroom? Well, first of all, you're gonna always see either a bidet or you're gonna see the taboo. This is the hygiene practices of the Philippines. When they do number 2, they whiz-ash they ass. Wash, soap, water, and then soap, water again, and then pat dry with the toilet paper. You see? Instead of, in the Western world, you just take a wad of toilet paper and keep on scrubbing your butt until it's clean. Nah, here, they really wanna use soap and water, right? It's a hot, sticky, muggy place. So anytime the kababayan get a chance to clean up in any kind of way, they're gonna clean up. Even after they take a poop, you taking a mini bath on the toilet. Putting water up your booty. And I know I'm not trying to be crass or vulgar, but this is the hygiene practices here in the land of the kababayan. They really don't use toilet paper like that, right? So, you know, that was the first time really that I had seen a bidet when I moved here or whatever. I'm like, oh, you got a little mini shower right there, man. That's cool, man. Let me try it, man. Let me try to spray. Queenie's like, are you about to spray your face with that? I'm like, yeah, man. She's like, that's for your ass. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. Now I know. I didn't know what it was for. I didn't grow up with bidets. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to spray the top of my forehead with it. When people from the Western world come here, you know, it's a lot of differences, and we try to learn. If you are one of those foreigners like me that are trying to assimilate, you try to learn to do things the way the kababayan do things, to see things the way the kababayan see things. That's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? Washing your ass with a bucket in the water is kind of a funny part of it. But it ain't so funny when you think about how cleanly this practice is. Now, this next item proves that sometimes small packages prove to be big savings in the Filipino world. Sachets of everything, okay? I'm talking sachets of shampoo, sachets of soap, sachets of fabric softener, sachets, anything that you can think of, they're gonna have sachets of it. Oh, you want some Tang? You want to drink some Tang? Okay, get the goddamn sachet. Okay.
Everybody doesn't have a lot of white.
Yeah.
So sometimes, they only get those for Kuan, when they get paid.
So yeah, like I said, it comes back to saving money. This is not a rich country, dude. The balikbayan don't sit around and complain about the fact that their country is poor. They just find ways around it. They find ways to still get the things done that they need to get done, but not break their pocket. Diba? And the sachet culture, really defines and represents that sentiment and that mentality. So when you're out at the grocery store with your girl and you grab her a bottle of shampoo and she looks at you like, what's that? Don't be surprised. Put the bottle back. She's gonna get like 12 sachets of shampoo. Okay? What else does every Filipino home have? A karaoke machine. Damn! In every Filipino house, you're gonna find some kind of like music box or whatever, and every single one of them is gonna have a little hole in the front where you can put a microphone. Okay? Because they love to sing. If not that, then somewhere in your compound or around in your neighborhood, there's probably a big videoke machine, right, with that everybody sings on. Am I right, babe? Like over by your compound. They got a huge one. And it's so loud, you can hear it through the whole compound. Okay? And you can always hear somebody on there, with their eyes closed, by the way. Just letting it all out. That's the Filipino way. They're natural singers. Some of the best singers in the world come from the Philippines. It's just how it is. They love singing in that culture. So, you're going to find karaoke machines in a Filipino house or a karaoke machine somewhere nearby, okay? Get used to it. For all my people in the Western world, right? Have you ever seen a tube of ice? No, I didn't say a cube of ice. You heard me. I said a tube of ice. The first time I came to the Philippines and I saw this, I'm like, why is the freezer filled up with tubes of ice? And Queenie's like, it saves space. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I've ever seen ice made in tubes or whatever. And she's right, it does save space. Because when you have a cylinder, you can just throw it in the side of the freezer and still you have all your meats and all your other stuff in there. A tube of ice. I had never heard of that concept until I came here. And that's what you will find in a Filipino freezer. You'll find tubes of ice instead of cubes of ice, right? It's a thing here. Tell me in the comments if you guys use ice cubes or ice tubes. We use tubes here in Iligan City, Mindanao.
And most of Sari stores are selling that.
They're selling the tubes of ice, yeah. In Sari store, tubes are popular. They sell tubes of ice. They sell tubes of water. They sell tubes of soda. You get how I'm going with this? The tube of ice might cost you like 5 pesos or something like that. Like nothing, like not a lot of money. A tube of soda is like what, 12 pesos or something like that? At your sister's Sari store. Yeah, like 12 pesos or something like that. Not a lot, right? But that's really part of the culture. Those big wooden spoons on the wall. Your mom has them at her house. What is that? Like, why do Filipinos love those big wooden spoons on the wall? Is that like a good luck charm? Is it just that's a style here? Why? I've seen those not only at her house, at your friend's house when we went to her party. She had those big wooden spoons on her house. What is that? Like, why is that so popular?
I don't know.
Queenie don't ever know nothing.
Usually that's on like before.
That's like older people's houses though, right?
Older houses. I'm just not sure nowadays for, newer generation, they have those.
Does your Lola's house have big...
Sure, my grandma is.
Hey, tell me in the comments, does your Lola's house have big wooden spoons on the wall? I know she does. Because I've been to a lot of Filipino houses and I see these, but what I also see in Filipino homes is a lot of love, a lot of character, and just a lot of overall happiness without having so much. Because everybody in the Western world thinks you need so much just to be happy. And the kababayan have learned that what you need in your home, most of all, is love to be happy. And so that's why I wanted to do this quick piece of things that I've experienced in Filipino homes. It's great to live in the Philippines. I've been loving it this whole 6-year journey, guys. And you know me, man. You know I'm going to keep these coming. If you think of something that I might have forgot, put it in the comments. If you love this kind of content about the land of the balikbayan, make sure you subscribe and check out this next video because that's what YouTube says you should watch. I'll see you guys when I see you. I'm out. Peace.